And we're live. And I'm not Nick, so there's no song.
What a song. What a song it was, though.
Great song.
I think it's the best one we've ever had. Yeah.
So,
it's
7 seconds. And we lost Chris. As soon as we had him, we lost him.
I'm good.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
We did have a child with him, so, it could be
so.
serious injury.
We're good. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
If you're not joining us on live,
then you're missing all the moments of blackness. Ooh,
last time we lost a podcaster, we had to stop the recording.
There we go. What the hell? Oh, wait. Sorry, I can't say that.
Oh, yeah. No,
You
that's
didn't hear me
okay.
say
I thought you were apologizing for your chest being exposed.
Oh.
This is the 310 to Banana podcast.
310 to Banana podcast. That just came to me. I don't know why. I was thinking Westerns, and I all of a sudden I go, I've watched that about 3-4 years ago. I watched it for like the second time. It's a good movie. I like it.
We're at episode 253, so it just made sense. If you do the math.
Yeah.
Do the math. It's all there. So
253 to Yuma. It's a good movie. It's Russell Crowe and Batman. I'm drawing a blank on his name. The other Crow.
Simon Cowell.
Christian Bale.
Thank you. It was about a year ago. I didn't realize he was a child actor.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Had no idea, no clue.
He was in this famous Lego commercial in the 80s.
Was he?
Was he also in Newsies? Oh, that was for me. Thanks.
Yeah, that was for you.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Like you both got your start at the same time, as child actors.
Yeah.
Like it was like that kid's got something, and then they look to you and you're just like eating.
And they said, so he said he's Batman, and Chris said, "Can I at least be Robin, please?"
Randy says Chris is live from the Sphere in Las Vegas. I tell you, Randy, I wish I was, but I'm not.
Okay,
cheers, Randy.
Who's in this private chat? This doesn't even have a name, and I don't even know what that is.
It's probably me when I drop my thing on the keyboard. And
okay,
yeah,
I thought your son hacked it.
So, Randy, my buddies were there, or when they went there for one of the shows last week, and they said it was one of the most amazing concerts they've ever seen, and I'm super duper jealous. Wish I went.
Me too.
And I'm joined by Jackson this week.
Oh, I didn't notice him there.
Yeah.
Can I call him Can I call him Ashton because I called Jackson? If you're going to
sit here on my lap, you have to say.
I feel like he has participated in more shows this month than Nick. Can I just say that?
That might be true, but you have to say hi.
Or me.
Just say hi in the microphone right here. Look, right here. Right here. Come here, you.
Randy saw you two there.
This is the
first
podcast of June, by the way. So there's no way that Nick's been on more podcasts than your son at this point.
That's true. I take care of a Hayden, a Jackson, and a what am I drawing blank? Jackson, Hayden.
What?
Why am I drawing blank on one of my grandson's middle names?
Ashton.
Ashton, Jackson, and Hayden, and I'm constantly confusing the names.
Except for Ashton, who gets fucked every time.
Yeah, so my wife, my beautiful bride, is actually on a school field trip with all of her entire middle school to the lovely District of Columbia.
Wow.
Oh, hey, my son just did that.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about it last week, did we? Maybe we talked about it after the show recorded.
Anyway, we never got to go that far. We only got to go to the zoo, San Diego Zoo, or Old Town. That was about it.
Yeah. So she's gone. She's gone all week.
What grade is that for the 8th grade or 7th grade or?
It's 6th, 7th, and 8th, but I believe it's the 8th grade class that's going.
They're going to the White House, or what are their?
Well, they usually have like a whole.
Yeah, they went. She got up early on Monday. They took a bus, stopped at Philly on the way down, and it's a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like last week, this is what my son was doing. We didn't. I'm pretty sure we didn't talk about it, but
What?
No, I
I
don't.
was a
remember
little.
that.
I was a
Yeah.
little kind of. I was a little kind of stressed and just thinking about like him being gone and like like where's he at, like what's okay, he got to the hotel, all right, like he's because it's kind of the first
Trip
time
away from home. Yeah.
first trip away from home, and it's so far away and you're just like, well, he's so, but he
Mhm.
it's
You have
it's
to
fun to
trust
see them
the
do it.
chaperones and the.
Well, and I mean, we both knew teachers that were on the trip, so that always kind of helps. You know who he's bunking with, so that helps. He's got a buddy to pal around with, so you kind of know, like, all right, he's not going to be being punked on or fucked with the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like I can cuss in front of your son right now.
Well, yeah, he can't hear anything, so you can say whatever you want. So Sherry asks, so what did you do for your birthday last week, Chris? Thank you for the acknowledgement. I did successfully evade birthday this year. Birthday wishes. Nobody knew,
Nice.
and I was very excited about it.
we barely scratched at it last week. Like I think it was brought
Sherry
up and it
spilled
was
the
shut
beans.
down.
It was Sherry.
Yeah. She
Oh,
did,
was
yeah.
it really?
Yeah.
on Facebook?
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
So
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to say that?
yeah, whatever. I mean, I wasn't there, so. I worked on my birthday,
oh,
and let's see.
you did the big boy thing.
Did we have a party at our house last weekend? For who was the party for? Who was it for?
You.
For me?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did we do at the house? We played.
Party like
What-
it's 1999.
what else did we do? We hang out, and what did we do outside? We had a fire. Yeah, we had a fire in the backyard and had some friends.
Didn't play
over.
cornhole.
We did not.
No, Karen.
Is that something you guys don't do up in Massachusetts?
No, we
Or is
do.
that-
I actually have some cornhole boards that I
Okay,
had
all right.
custom made. I just no,
we
we
just call it a hole up there.
Yeah. I'd never heard of it until I moved to the South, and it's like, you don't know what cornhole is?
Brando,
Yeah, we've
we're
been
gonna
we've
show
been playing
you.
cornhole for ages now. I mean, that's definitely usually like a beach thing.
Yeah. I used to go in the water
Yeah.
at the beach, but that's different.
That is a gift card there, buddy. But yeah, that was a pretty low key. But on Saturday, we got after it on Saturday night for sure. And then I got my hangover of the month on Sunday.
Woohoo!
I mean,
There you go.
I
Happy
haven't had
birthday to
actually,
you.
I haven't had a hangover in forever.
On a home day,
What?
or school day, your birthday.
My birthday was on a work day and a school day. Yeah.
You know, I've
Daddy,
had
tell me about your hangover.
Yeah, right.
I've had a few hangovers in my life,
Mhm.
but I've never had the one where it's on TV. It's like, oh, don't make so much noise. Oh,
I've
that's never
had-
bothered me. It's more like, okay, the light,
Mhm.
and when people start talking about food in front of me, it's like,
Mm.
okay, you got to stop talking about food. I can't.
Oh, I don't know if I have the talking about food, but the smell. Like I've had like 2 really extreme headaches where like the smell of things like actually got to me. But
Yeah.
I think I may have mentioned it on the podcast before. It's my go-to migraine headache cure is the hot shower. And then as you have your head under the hot shower and, you get the whole thing, you get the whole head, hot, nice and warm, is you switch to cold. Okay. And you just let
Cold
the
brings
cold
it down,
water.
doesn't it?
And it just kind of like, well, because it's all your, capillaries and, whatever vessels, blood vessels, they're all kind of like
Right.
expanded and then they contract. And it's helped me many a times. It's cut my migraine time in half, and I've been able to bounce back a lot quicker. So
Yeah.
I know the ice cold shower doesn't sound good, but when you have a migraine that's so bad that you can't think straight, you're about willing to try anything. So
I think
Okay,
one of
well-
my favorite cures is a large Diet Coke from McDonald's. There are
For a migraine?
French fries and hot dogs.
you like Happy Meal with French fries and hot dogs? Not hot dogs at McDonald's.
What McDonald's are you
That's-
going to, kid?
that's his hangover cure.
Yeah, it's the large Diet Coke from McDonald's is like top notch.
And they got
For
juice.
hangover or for
Yeah.
I like it too.
You like that too? You have no idea what I'm talking about. It's adorable.
McDonald's.
Kind of.
I want to know where this McDonald's is that you get hot dogs.
No, you don't. Because I sure as
Hey, Daddy.
I would never want
Is
to do
it,
that.
is it called Cliff's McDonald's?
Right.
I mean, in San Diego we have Der Wiener Schnitzel, which has multiple different hot dogs.
Which is great. I've been there.
Yeah, I think that I like the barbecue. It's barbecue, bacon, and cheese dog. Now I'm getting
So
hungry.
my friends, we had this on Saturday as well before the birthday party. We had in my town called Porch Fest. You guys ever heard?
Oh
of this
yeah,
phenomenon,
we've had
Porch
some.
Fest?
We've had some in our neck of the woods here. So
Okay, hang on one second, buddy. Hang on, you gotta chill for a second, okay, bud? My friends hosted Porch Fest at their house, and I almost did. Yes, Sherry, I almost did swear, but I stopped and looked at my son. Yes, but they had hired a
What's he
food
doing?
truck to come. I don't know what he's doing. He's not sleeping. I can tell you that much.
Aren't you supposed to be in bed, young man?
Can't hear you, Jack.
he had
I
the
know.
hangover. He also had the hangover cure, which is a Diet Coke.
And so they rented they hired a food
It's
truck.
like a
to come.
character
It was-
from
it
Star
was a
Wars.
hot dog food
I
truck.
know, that's what I was
And
thinking.
they had like tons of different hot dogs. I actually had a Chicago dog for the first time in a while. And it was delicious.
How was it?
But
What's on
it
a
was
Chicago dog?
$10, which is crazy.
$10 for a dog.
Yeah.
Well, you go to a baseball game and they're about $15, $20.
Yeah.
Why was it $10?
But a Chicago dog has got tomato,
Okay.
a pickle, banana
Okay.
peppers, onions,
I like
and some
banana
peppers,
peppers.
I think, on it. It's delicious. So good.
The only thing I like peppers on is nachos. I have no idea, but I don't like peppers on anything else.
Yeah.
I have peppers on there.
Anyway,
Yeah. So this is what Daddy Daycare looks like.
Oh, speaking of Daddy Daycare, have you ever seen the show Breeders?
No.
You ever heard of the show Breeders?
isn't
it's
that a
with-
handmaid tale or what's it called?
Jack.
Yeah, you'd think. No, it's actually been on for like about four seasons. But it popped up on my Hulu, recommended, watch kind of thing. So I was like, I'll give it a shot. But it's got Martin Freeman in it, who played The Hobbit and also the
Oh yeah.
the
Yeah,
BBC version of Jim. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he's one of the main. He's kind of like the main dad, and the opening episode is the fact that his kids can't go to sleep, and he kind of loses his shit on the kids. So
Yeah. I can relate.
right. But it's kind of to a point where you're like, oh yeah, he kind of feels bad or what have you, and then I'm just gonna give mild spoilers for the pilot because the pilot kind of still left me wanting more.
Is it a comedy?
It is a comedy, but it kind of has a
British
like a
comedy.
yeah, British, but someone
subtitles?
who we've talked about appears in it, Michael McKean. And so I fell asleep watching this show, as you do, and you wake up and you see certain characters or actors, and he's in it. So, I don't know how many episodes. I've only been into the very first couple episodes, but Chris's issues about children sleeping is basically the premise of the first pilot episode, and maybe I just won't spoil the first pilot episode. I'll just say that there is a twist where it kind of like there's a humorous twist that happens, and I loved it. It kind of hooked me. It made me want more. So, but it definitely it's a show that my wife probably would not enjoy because there is a lot of like yelling at kids, and clearly the kids are not in the room when the actor is like doing these moments.
Why?
But her being a teacher, it's just not her. It's not a de-stressor for her. It just it's a trigger stressor for her. So, but it is a show that, and I even told her, I was like, well, you wouldn't enjoy it, but you'd like the parent humor, So anyway,
So I finished watching Tires on Netflix. I don't know if you guys got a chance to check out Tires or not.
Is it only one season so far?
It is. It's only one season.
Yeah.
I think it's like
Okay.
it's
Tires, okay.
only a few episodes too.
Netflix?
It's like 5 or 6 episodes long. It's on Netflix. It is it's a show that would get canceled on any other network because of its crude humor.
Oh, you talked about it last week, right?
Dude,
Isn't that a cool feature? You can turn your microphone off by
especially
touching it.
especially when your kid recognizes how that works. It was very good. It was a very good show, and like I was like, oh man, it's over. I wanted to keep going. You know what I mean? It's like, but it's really funny. So it's got Shane Gillis, stand-up comedian, Andrew Schultz, stand-up comedian, a bunch of other comedian friends of theirs. Very, very good show.
So it's a
Highly
drama?
recommend it. It's a comedy.
Okay.
It's definitely a comedy, and it's like it's almost like The Office, but it's not like a documentary style The Office, but it's the same type like camera work, if you will.
Okay. And wrong sense of humor as well.
Yeah. Oh, the sense of
Yeah.
humor. You need to go into this, with no armor on, if you will.
That
You don't
doesn't
have, like
that stuff doesn't bother me.
yeah.
I mean, I just don't.
Well, I mean, that's why I think I brought up the
Super
thing about
funny.
I grew up in the
previous show that I
'60s,
was
so
previous show that I was mentioning about, because not all things trigger all people.
Right.
It's like I've been watching a show before and I didn't realize that I was going to be triggered by an emotional kind of like twist, and it had to deal with suicide, but it was just kind of like, it was like, oh,
yeah.
that took me there real quick,
Well, usually,
and you just don't
shows
expect,
now,
but that's what drama does, and
but
you
usually
can't-
shows now. I mean,
Mhm.
Current shows, they'll warn you ahead of
right.
time.
Oh,
In
sure.
the beginning of the episode, they'll say, "Hey, this has."
And sometimes you can clock it, and sometimes just the way that it's been written, it hits you in a different way. But that's what
Right.
drama does, right? It takes us to
Right.
these places that sometimes we're afraid to go or look at or revisit. But Tires I will check out. Maybe
I'll
I'll
definitely check it out. And Breeders, I will
I
It's
also
need-
check out.
It's easy. It's
I
funny.
need to download some material for the
Your
flight, because I'm
Well,
gonna
I
be
got a
flying.
show recommendation.
It better not be MASH, because I'm not watching MASH. On the airplane.
MASH, the first 3 seasons are outstanding. Never fail to make me laugh.
I
No.
could concur. Okay.
I'm gonna my wife recommends. She watched the show without me. Because I always go, "You're watching the show without me." She goes, "Well, you were busy." I was sitting right next to you. But anyway, it is what it is. But she watched the Apple show Sugar.
Oh,
Farrell.
yeah, with Colin Farrell.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I'm like going, and she kept bugging me. Not really bugging me that day. She goes, "You're looking for something to watch. Watch Sugar." I go, "Wait, you liked it?" And she goes, "Yeah." I go,
So you were out on
Well,
it?
we've got some shows coming up. I mean, you've got The Boys is coming
No,
back soon.
but wait a minute. I didn't finish.
Oh, I'm
okay.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I watched it, and it's like you said, an easy. It's 8 episodes, except for the first one. They're all like 35 minutes. I really enjoyed it.
Oh,
I mean, I went right through it, and she was waiting for me because there's some twist, and a lot of I can't say because I don't want to spoil anyone because it would
Thank you.
ruin the show if you got spoiled. But there, I'm like a couple episodes. I'm like going, well, I don't get. I go, wait, I don't understand that part. I don't understand why. And then finally, about the 4th episode, I finally went, okay, something's going on with that person because that's not possible. And so then you do find out, I think, of the 4th or 5th episode, and then the finale has a pretty good twist. It's a lot of fun. It's Colin. If you like Colin Farrell, I don't know who doesn't, but
to me.
yeah, I thought it was outstanding. So if you want to watch a show on a plane,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any nudity, so you don't have to worry about that.
womp.
I don't think there's any nudity.
Womp.
But anyway, I found out one of the actresses is Kyle Chandler's from Friday Night Lights, his daughter.
Hmm.
So anyway, there you go.
His Kyle Chandler's daughter, or
Real daughter, yes.
oh, okay.
Because I told my wife that I sent her a text, and she goes, "Oh, it didn't look like her." I go, "No, not his daughter from the show. His daughter in real life."
I started watching, and I think I've gotten to the first episode. I think I'm in the second episode, but it was a tough first watch. Yellowstone. I know I'm
okay.
wicked late to the party, but like,
You didn't like the first episode?
it was all over the place. I thought
Yeah.
the pilot, it was like there was just too much stuff going on. I think I don't think they edited it. They could have jumped up, but I can't even talk. They could have done a better job in editing that episode. I feel because I felt like it was just all over. The place.
I'll tell Kevin. I'll text him right now.
Yeah, you tell him. Say, hey, Kev.
Kev.
Because it started off, it was like, okay, Sawyer's in the show. What?
Oh
The
no,
opening
not,
scene.
is he? No. Wait, what episode? What season are you on?
It was the first episode.
He's on the first episode.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. He's on the show, but I don't remember the first.
It was
episode.
the first episode, and like I was like, "What?" And then that went away from him for a little bit, and there's like you can tell there's like 4 different like intertwining storylines, and I'm like, "Okay." It took a little bit for me to.
I don't remember him from the first episode.
What
I'm gonna
now?
look it up.
What show?
Yellowstone. Kevin Costner.
Oh, okay.
All-Star.
Oh, yeah,
It. There's only one season I didn't like,
Huh.
but also you got to watch the other shows. 1883. What's the other one?
You
there's a
got to
couple
watch the whole Yellowstone universe now.
But
guys.
they all
It's
do
a
tie in
big-
together. They
it's a
do
big,
because there's
huge.
1883 is only one season.
Think Star Wars, except with ranches.
No, think Star Wars, but only good.
Oh,
All the way through.
That.
I'm just saying all the
fucking
Star Wars
low.
weren't good. All the spinoffs were actually the spinoff, and this is the last season for Yellowstone because Kevin Costner is done.
Yeah, he got a divorce.
Well, his wife is
did he really?
being
Yeah,
his financial advisor.
yeah,
So how convenient for
yeah.
that.
That always
But no,
take the money and run.
Can anyone confirm where is
Where's
Matt
Nick?
Treese that can confirm that Sawyer, Josh Holloway is in?
Like he was like in the opening scene. I thought. I mean, maybe I was watching the wrong season. Maybe that's why that first episode seemed so. Disjointed.
Yeah, rumors are Kevin Costner's dating Jewel. I don't think.
Oh, good for him. I love her.
Get some.
She will save his soul.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. Anyway, another show that I wanted to talk about. It's called A Commercial Break.
Oh, at this time, we're going to take a commercial break.
All right. I guess I'm taking notes here because Nick's not here tonight.
Oh, that's right. I forgot all about that. So I'm not Nick.
I know. And apparently neither am I. Anyway, a show that I just like stumbled upon. It's been out there for a while. Okay. So
Okay. All right.
okay, Matt Treese says that according to IMDb, he doesn't show up until season 3.
Yeah.
Also, Jewel just turned 50.
Really?
And she's ready to be nifty.
Wow. I didn't realize she turned 50.
Yeah. It helps when Nick laughs.
I know she spent a lot of time in San Diego.
Oh, sure. Because there's
Well, she
nothing
was
like
she was homeless.
car living. Yeah.
She was homeless for a while.
I know.
Yeah, in Alaska, right?
What if God was one of us?
I don't know.
That's not the right.
He'd win the lottery.
I know.
That's the top
Use
of
the
that.
force, Harry.
So you're on season 3, basically, Chris. If Josh Holloway showed up,
That's what happened.
Oh, maybe I started watching
He's-
the wrong episode. I don't know.
so no wonder
It's
What
fun
hap-
to start in the middle of something and work your way out.
was okay. In the first episode, was there a car crash?
Yes.
Okay,
Was there?
with Kevin Costner.
Yep. And then there was like an overuse of his helicopter.
Yeah.
And then
What
O'Banion
about-
from Dazed and Confused branded some dude in a trailer park.
What about the
And-
scene with the pubic hair?
Don't know what that
Trick question. Huh?
And then
That
there's
was
they set up a
Clarence
bunch of
Thomas. It
dynamite.
was on a Coke.
All right.
They set up a bunch of dynamite while there's a party going on.
Yeah,
There's a party going on. Right
yeah,
here.
but there's no Josh Holloway. Sorry. You must have watched an episode of Lost and then maybe took an edible.
I mean, all within question.
Speaking of things to do while taking an edible and on Netflix and chilling,
And podcasting.
watch Cunk on Earth. If you haven't seen
What?
Cunk on
Cunk?
Earth, yep,
Cunk on Earth.
and it's spelled CUNK. Yeah, it sounds like a bad word.
Yeah, you
it's
got
a
to be very careful with that.
because it's intentionally a combination of two words, on Earth, and it is a hilarious mockumentary. The woman that does it is, you'd think that she wrote all of this stuff, but she doesn't. But the show's still brilliant. After watching Cunk on Earth, and there's only 5 episodes, they're 29 minutes.
5 minutes later.
They're really quick because it's like a British thing. And
You got a lot of British TV there.
think kind of like the Daily Show correspondence, right?
Yeah.
Like it's almost kind of like she came out of a BBC Daily Show correspondent universe and created this mockumentary where she's telling you the history of the world, but in a very, very hilarious way. And the section on religion, the second episode, is just brilliant. It's
Cunk on us.
Cunk. So as in
Cunk.
Cunk, as in the C word that we don't
Cunk
allow ourselves to say on Earth.
on Earth.
And after that, I wanted to binge more. And there is on YouTube, because you can't find it on Netflix or any of the other streamers, but you can watch it via YouTube. Good old fashioned the YouTubes is Cunk on Britain, which is a hilarious takedown. So if you like Cunk on Earth and you're like, I need more, Cunk on Britain is another hilarious take, and you get the history of Britain told in a very unique. I learned things that I was, even in a humorous manner, I was like, I didn't know this was such a thing over there. But it's quite a laugh.
What they call cigarettes.
They do use that in the very first episode of that show.
They?
Of Breeders.
Oh, of Breeders. Okay.
Of Breeders. He, the one character, Martin Freeman, his character, like after dealing with his kids at some point, is like, oh, I'm going to have and you're like, oh, so we're still going to use this?
Yeah, it's like, we haven't changed that yet. I mean, I think it's over. Can I say one thing though? I just noticed this picture of this background I have. It's really, I don't like where Kevin Costner is pointing his gun.
I'm noticing that right now, and almost kind of like
I can't stop looking at it now because he's angry.
The brown part almost looks like it's kind of poo shooting out of.
Yeah, it does, but he's pointing it right at my head.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be calm, but it's Russell Crowe. He's kind of
You know what you could do is you could go into settings, and I think you can flip your. Is there a way you can flip your background?
I don't know. I'd probably.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Myself off.
I probably made it too complicated.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if anybody else is. It seems like Matt Treist has seen or would have watched Cunk on Earth. It seems like something he's fairly knowledgeable about said things. It came out in 2023, fairly current. And due to its popularity, there is going to be another series of Cunk shows on
Cunk on United States.
I wish, just because I'm going to France, I wish there was a section on France, because I'd love
on France.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. But I think it's something different. I think it's something more metaphysical, or I don't know. So anyway, worth a watch. I found it to be a riot. So
we'll check it out.
About all a Dark Matter. I finished the 4th episode. Still bizarre, but it got a little more interesting. Well, it's been interesting from the start, but the 4th episode was really kind of fascinating. I've been watching The West Wing too, and
nice.
Modern Family. There was an episode of West Wing where, because Leo's an alcoholic, right? And he's talking to his lawyer. He's in before Senate hearings, and he is explaining what it's like to be an alcoholic. And I said, God, this is so. The acting is so good in this. I mean, it was just amazing. You know, I think he was an alcoholic in real life. I could be wrong, but him talking about being an alcoholic.
Matt's timing was impeccable. Like unbelievable, Matt. You enabler.
Yeah,
And
but I don't know.
By the way,
it was such a great scene the way they shoot.
What I opened up was
Ginger beer.
ginger beer. It's actually
it's red beer.
Not alcoholic at all. So it is what you mix into a cocktail with either gin or vodka, and it would be very delicious. But so drinks responsibly and but anyway, no, I wasn't drinking.
But it's a great when you rewatch The West Wing, you just sit there and go, man, the acting and the writing in this is just fantastic,
Outstanding. Yeah.
And so if you people have still not seen The West Wing, watch The West Wing. I also found out that someone posted
East Wing too. Is that like a sequel or a
no? That's
okay.
that's the
Shogun.
Shogun. But also I found out someone posted. I can't remember where it was, but that BSG is on Amazon.
Amazon,
Prime.
yes, I think.
Really?
And I go, God, should I do another rewatch?
Yeah.
Done
Yeah,
like
no,
5
I
or
was
6 of
tempted.
them.
I stumbled across it actually probably a week before I saw Dennis post there or something. I had stumbled across BSG. I was really
I
stoked
think I
to
read
see it.
somewhere that Edward James Olmos is not doing so hot.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
really?
Hmm.
Yeah.
I also
He's
saw
got to be close to 80 though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I also saw I think Eric, who is a fan of the show, but he didn't seem. He seemed to be not too hot on it, so he's only halfway through the first season. So, Eric, if you're listening, hang in there with it. Keep watching. He
just started it first time ever.
I think so. He was.
He doesn't like it.
I didn't seem like it. Yeah. So, but
I was sold on. Was it Jump? Not Jump.
33 minutes.
Yeah.
So
I said that was that sold me. Even though Boomer was a girl.
Really is almost. It's better than the mini series in many ways. Just because it kind of. But the mini series you need as just kind of at least a setup to what happens and why they're there and the tension that's like kind of mounting already between two leaders. So, but I jumped into BSG because a good friend of mine, Ed, was always like, oh, you need to watch it, and keep in mind at the time there wasn't a lot of really great Iraq allegory kind of shows out there, but this really kind of took some of those themes on, everything from the 9/11 event with the Cylons to eventually them being kind of occupied, and the way that they dealt with suicide bombers and even rigged elections. Like there is a moment that takes you to the very brink of basically being like, I kind of want to rig this election. Anybody else with me? So, I think it explores some really great topics at a time where, and yeah, the graphics might not be.
And they do take a lot. They do take a lot from the original series.
They do,
which is the original series is only one season.
Yeah.
Because the whole, 9/11 part that's the opening scene of the original Battlestar Galactica.
Right.
And of course, the only ones that survived were models. All the women were models in the original Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Jane Seymour's in it.
I love her.
I figured you might want to watch it.
So I think I was trying to get to this point, but it's already missed. So I might as well go back to it. I jumped into BSG from my friend saying, like, you gotta watch it. Probably in the middle of season 2, on an episode which might have even been the worst of season 2, called Black Market. And if any of their BSG fans are listening, they're probably like, that's not a great run from season 2.
It's like the Nikki and Paolo of
no,
it's not terrible.
It's not terrible. It just seems kind of like
I've only watched it once.
Okay.
straight through.
I've watched it like 5 times.
Yeah. So I jumped in the middle of season 2 and then went back and kind of rewatched. But I would say season 3, still probably my favorite of the seasons. And season 4, there are some things that happen in there that are just, I feel so brutal that it just feels kind of like, it's like you love this show, but you're at this point with these characters kind of dragging yourself across like coals to like,
Yeah.
And the show does something that I wish more shows did, which it at least gives us,
Cut
I
corners.
feel, a satisfying epilogue. So,
Yeah.
like there's time that you get to spend with these characters. It's not just like, and see ya.
I still
Yeah.
love the Easter egg about cutting corners.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That's one of my favorite stories to tell about a show.
That is.
Well, see, I didn't know because I didn't watch it live, and I said, "What's the deal with the?"
Oh, dude, you
Around.
fart on me? Oh,
Some things you can't experience.
He's laughing. Yes.
Funny daddy.
I farted on my daddy, but I didn't know. And then someone said, "Oh, because they had to cut corners." I said, "Oh, I got it." But I remember when I was watching it, and I had to borrow DVDs from people.
I sent you some
Yeah, you sent me, I think, 2.5.
because we were, and I think I had an extra set.
Yeah, I think I still have it.
But yeah, we had probably just started sports podcasting together. I probably just started podcasting with you and was like, hey, you gotta check out the BSG. It's really
But it was hard back then because you didn't have streaming services.
right. No, you didn't have streaming services. That's right. You had to have the DVDs. You couldn't just and they were, they were pretty, diligent.
They were hard
Nazis
to find
back then with streaming content. Like you couldn't just pop that stuff on YouTube. It would be shut down pretty quick.
I remember I flew to Vegas and I watched all of, there's a 2.0 and 2.5 all the way there and all the way back. But the only thing I didn't like about BSG was the fact they would show what was happening in the episode. I would block it.
The preview.
The person next to me was like going, "What are you doing?" I go,
"Yeah,
they're showing the preview. They're showing what happens in the episode."
Why
do they do that? I go, "I don't know. I didn't know this person." I don't know, but I just block it.
It is kind of weird that they did that at the very beginning. It's like I'm already committed to watching the show.
What am I going to do? Stop watching it?
And then I had thought I had read something or heard something at the time that it was something that they did initially for the BBC, maybe to get people to watch more. I'm not quite sure. I can't remember my BSG facts. It's been too long. There's too many cobwebs in my facts.
Lonely.
But worth a watch though. I feel so. If you're stick with it, if
don't give up on it.
So.
But if you're gone this far and you're not hooked,
maybe it's not the show for
maybe
you.
it's not for you. Like I said, I was hooked on. But again, I was a fan of the original, as corny as it was. So I was like, okay, even though they flopped all these characters are changed, but they took an idea.
Jack, you're woke enough that you didn't just like, what? Starbucks girl? Well,
no, actually, it was boom.
Get a load of my hand.
I go, what? But I think Starbuck in the reboot it was stronger than the original Dirk Benedict.
Character wise, yeah.
He was because he was just a pretty boy.
Yeah. Yep.
Not taking anything away from Dirk Benedict, but he was just
No, he. I mean,
it's just the way it was the 70s. So
he's kind of. He comes from that era of being a one-trick pony that had two tricks, of
course, Apollo was a winner in both
Battlestar Galactica and the A-Team.
The A-Team,
because they even have a Battlestar reference at the beginning of A-Team.
Yeah, don't they have a Cylon walk
by, and then he kind of looks,
like But and Apollo is a whiner in both episodes in both series.
True that.
I couldn't stand Apollo in the
reboot.
the reboot. Yeah, he drove
Yeah.
me
Well,
nuts.
he's British. The
He's
actor.
British.
He's British.
British.
He's British, so like an American. They're coming over here, taking all of our jobs, just because they can talk English like us.
Look this. What?
While I'm in Paris, I'm just going to speak with a British accent so that I can just kind of hide my.
Oh, they'll love you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Have you ever been to Paris?
And we're going to be in a very touristy part anyway. So
Okay.
everybody in the area that we're going to be in, but we're staying very, very close to the Louvre. So
Yeah, that's where we went to Paris. That's where we were supposed to stay, and then suddenly we're going. The taxi driver's taking us to. I go, where are we going? He took us to a Hilton. I turned to my wife. I go, was it supposed to be a Hilton? She goes, no, it's not. I mean, we weren't too much further away, but but I guess they over. You know how sometimes travel they overbook, and so we got bumped. We got bumped to the Hilton. So
worst things could happen.
Yeah, but the problem was the train station was right there.
Okay.
I mean, you walk down and you just walk into the train station, and their trains. If it says it's going to be there at 4:00, it's going to be there at 4:00, and it's going to leave at 4:01. There's no fucking around. They take off. My only problem with Paris is to me, it's like New York with more history.
Okay, sure.
I mean, I liked it. And I thought the people were nice, except for the people where this guy had no legs, and I gave him. I don't know what I gave him. I gave him whatever I had, and they looked at me like shaking their head. I'm like, oh, he has no legs. I mean, what do you want me to do? I felt bad.
They're like, but, he has no legs because he molested children.
Yeah, probably what it was. But and
don't you understand? You're giving money to a pedophile.
We went to Disney Paris. Because we're big Disney fans, and it was.
So is Disney in Paris?
Yeah, well, it's like
it's another part of France. Like
it's like a 30-minute. It was a 30-minute ride from our hotel.
Oh, okay.
On the train.
Yeah.
And it's funny because all the guys looked at me weird when I would get up and let a woman sit down.
Oh, okay.
They look at me like
they sit on your lap.
I go, what? I go, I don't care. It's just, that's what I do. It's like I was brought up in the 60s. I know it's a different time, but if
I feel like I am the student who didn't do their homework, and there's going to be a test tomorrow, and it's called French.
Because
my daughter. She at least has studied French. My wife is practically.
You have an app on your phone?
My wife has practically planned every inch of this vacation. So, and then there's me. That's just like, she's like, you're in charge of the Louvre, and I'm like, okay, all right.
Well, because you're the artist.
So,
I had one where we went to the Eiffel Tower, and there was a long line to go up it, and I had to go to the bathroom. So
you just went off the edge.
Well, no, wait. We didn't get to go up the Eiffel Tower. So we're walking around, and every bathroom is locked. Every bathroom is locked. I'm like going, what is with this fucking state? All of a sudden, I got 9 people follow me. We're all looking for the bathroom.
Wow.
I am the American. It's like like D-Day. I'm leading. I'm like Eisenhower.
Yeah. Well, and the other tourists are like, this fucker knows what's up.
No, they were French. So finally, we go to this.
Oh, really?
We go to this bar.
Well, the French people are also
and stuff. So I go. I finally I gotta pee. I've got to go down. So I go downstairs and I go. Well, it must be like a unisex thing. So I go to the bathroom and I come out. This woman's waiting outside for me. She goes, and she's mad. And I finally look. I go, oh, I bet you that spells woman.
You should have just been like,
I'm a stupid American. What do you want from me? But it didn't have here we at least have pictures of a man and a woman, traditional thing. But it was just like, and she was so mad at me, and I was like going, I get up there, I go, we gotta go. I was in the women's bathroom. I didn't know it looked just like the men's bathroom, but I had to because they just had singles, commodes, and then anyway, it was. I was causing international incidents wherever
you were.
I would.
You were
like when I didn't want to drink tea in England.
Well, this is my first time traveling internationally, so this is going to be
Is it?
Yeah. So
Oh, fun.
You'll
Yeah.
enjoy it. I mean, there's a lot of people there.
Yes.
Let you know, there's a lot of people there.
I'm anticipating that.
And I didn't find that, like I said, I didn't find the people
I
too
think
rude.
Biden is there, isn't he?
We were trying to time it so that we could see him. We were gonna be like, "What's up?"
Hmm.
So
He wouldn't remember you. Would he?
doesn't matter. I'd still
Probably
be
not.
like, "What's up?"
You're Matt from that.
Not like the
Rebelcast
other guy's
podcast.
gonna remember me either. I mean,
No,
Jesus.
neither one's
So,
gonna remember you. It's like,
yeah.
I'm
so,
100 years old. We can't elect people who aren't young.
right. Well, it's also kind of like, do you want the Thunderdome or do you just want to like kind of peter along as we are? Those are your choices. You got nothing else.
We don't need another hero. And we were there. There was someone who was someone was killed by a machete. Their head was lopped off.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
there. Where was
I'll
that?
watch out
England.
for that.
I can't remember. Anyway,
Well,
like I said,
that's exciting.
but most people there speak English, so it does help.
Yes,
Because I know when we
Yes.
went to Switzerland, I'm thinking, oh, they probably all speak
Right.
English here. No, they have like 9 different languages, and I was like, you guys don't watch The Amazing Race, so I felt like I was on The Amazing Race because I was trying to get directions. Okay, where am I? Where am I? Anyway, and then we said we talked this because the train was such a fuck up. And they go, "Where are you from?" I said, "Well, right now we live in North Carolina." They go, I look this. They go, "You're from North Carolina?" I go, "Well, we live there." They go, "You don't sound like you're from North Carolina." I go, I lived in California my whole life. I just now moved to North Carolina.
Oh,
I
that
don't talk
explains.
like this. Is that what you're saying? Surprise!
That's probably what they-
surprise. They probably watch Gomer Pyle.
That's probably.
You know.
Well, it's a very short trip. Because we were basically we were like, look, we're not going to do it all. There's no way. So let's just go into a certain area, see what we can there, take our time, eat some food. Don't be in a rush to like try to do it all. Essentially,
No.
is what we were. That's
Just
kind of
walk
our
around,
mantra. It's like,
absorb it. Just say,
yep, just go to the parks that we can, go to the museums that we've booked already. You know, we've got all that
So the
stuff
whole
taken
family's
care of,
going?
so. Yep. Kids and the wife.
So your son's
and,
been
yeah.
in Washington to Paris.
I know, Washington, D.C. last week. And yeah, he's very proud of the fact that he's been to D.C. and now he's going to Paris. He's like, I'm the world traveler.
I'm the world traveler.
He's also, with his pilot ambitions, he's very excited about the
Oh, that's
flight
right. He wants to be a
across.
pilot.
Yeah, he's very excited about the flight across.
Maybe
the,
they'll let him fly the
line.
plane.
Hey, let's hope they don't ever do that. Yeah, so I doubt that.
It's experience, job experience.
Do you like gladiator movies, Bobby? That's what I can't.
That's a great movie.
But think about that moment.
You're Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think you're the greatest. My dad that doesn't think you work hard enough on defense. That is a great movie. That's so funny.
I may have derailed the podcast just by making
That's
that
all
joke.
right, though.
That's all right. That's why it's called the RCAD, the Ramblecast.
We like to ramble and ramble.
Ramble on and on and
on. Yeah, there was some random thing from this week that I was meaning to tell you guys about, and just like I can't even remember what it is now. Just time
after time. That's all you got?
That's all I've got. So
I did have a story I wanted to tell. It was my granddaughter had her ballet recital, and I like how they do it because they only have like groups of 4 classes in there, and then you don't have to sit there for 7 hours watching. You can leave after the recitals. Well, there was the group before us. This dad's dressed in like a prince outfit. He's like and Jay goes, he's dressed like a prince. I go, yeah. I go, but he's carrying his daughter up there. He's carrying his daughter. His daughter had special needs, and he was up there, and he did the routine with her, and the look on this girl's face was just she was just beaming beaming. It was like, I go, oh my God, this is just, I'm trying not to cry. I'm trying not to, because it's one of those things where you're watching and this dad is doing
That's
actually
awesome.
doing a great job. And the crowd is like, you can see the crowd's like, everyone's kind of wiping their tears
Amazing.
because her face was just, and I go, that's what life should be about. She was just so excited that she was able to, and I told my wife, 20 years ago, they wouldn't have done this. They wouldn't have allowed a child with special needs up there and stuff like that. So I thought it was just incredible. I wanted to film it, but I said it's not my place to film it. But I said, wow, that's incredible.
That's a great story, though.
And everyone, gave a big applause when they do their solo. They do their routine, and they get. That's not Mauser, is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it? Okay. He's sharpening his nails.
Oh, there he goes.
But I just and everyone was a huge applause for her. And again, her face was just like it was like magic. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. But anyway,
that's awesome.
Go on. Anything else?
I don't know.
My Padres can't beat the Angels. I mean, I the last 2 seasons of being a baseball fan, not to derail the show, have been so frustrating because they have talent and they just can't put it together. You sit there and go, they'll score like 8 runs. I mean, they have an offense that will score like 8 or 9 runs, and then they'll go like 3 games where they can't score. The pitching's there. They can't get any hitting. This team is, I mean, last year I thought, okay, this is the year we're going to the World Series. Didn't even make the playoffs. And then they won 2 in a row in Kansas City. Then they're going into the 9th inning, and they choke the game. The reliever comes in and blows the game. And they've lost the last 2 games. And it's like sports. I try and keep it even. I'm not like I used to be, where I take it personal. Mm-hmm. I go,
yes, you still do, Jack.
No. There's no way. No, if you knew me, you knew me when that Patriots game. Matt knows. Mm-hmm. I still haven't gotten over. They're not even in the fucking city anymore, and I still haven't got over that game. But
I mean, I at least podcasted with you when they were still the San Diego Chargers, when you still gave a shit. Yeah. I actually saw the fire of the shit go out of your eyes.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
You saw a part.
There were games. There were that New England game. I think was the day I was in a bad mood for at least a week.
I was there, Jack.
I don't know. I don't, and I've always said this. I don't know how if I as a fan am devastated. How do the players do it? How do the players go on from that point?
Just like ended that dude's career.
I always think about that too. How did the players go on? How did the players pick themselves up after those big, huge losses?
Yeah,
and I mean. Some players are like they win a championship, they win a Super Bowl, they're on top of the world. They're like, I can fucking do it again. Watch me. I'll do it with another team. I don't need you. I don't need anybody. Watch me.
Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes,
right? Mm-hmm. So, but so many though, like walk away from those games, especially when you're so close to the end. I mean, World Cup games. I've watched so many World Cup games where, it's like you see these players like just putting everything out on the field, especially in those last minutes, just desperate attempts just to like tie a game or get that one last goal that's going to put them over. It's like
sports is just I think the last time I lost, it was the Chargers were playing the Chiefs on Halloween. This had to be back in 2009, maybe 2000. And I refused to get up and get candy after this because the Chargers lost. I just lost it. I just said, because it was Chargers there for a chip shot field goal. They hike it to Phillip Rivers. He dropped the ball. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm going to lose it. I saw after that, I said, I will not act this way again after a game. I will not act this way. And I didn't really act that way after a game, but like I said, somehow leaving the Chargers, I enjoy football more now than I did before because now I just watch it. But we were talking about football players the other day that like there's a huge percentage that go broke after they're done playing. I mean, it's like 70, 80%. I forget the amount. And it's not only that, but their bodies are broken up. I mean, they're
Yeah.
shots to the head, their bodies are broken up. So it's like,
I mean, I've
the owners
seen
need to do a better job of trying to get these guys.
I've seen what hockey's done to your body.
Yeah.
You know,
My
Like-
body's a mess.
here's a great quote from just to give you a little sample of Cunk on Earth. I love this quote. She says, "The Greeks invented theater for stupid people, known as sport." And she's talking about how like the Greeks invented theater, they invented this, and
Yeah,
so.
I mean, sports is it's an outlet. It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be fun, but it's just people
Mhm.
get so tied into sports, and you see more fights in the stands. Well, Chris knows about this, but you see more fights in the stands, where people just lose it and they're fighting
Yeah.
over a stupid game. It's like, come on, guys.
Well, it's funny. Okay, so over the weekend, it's graduation season. My daughter is going to be a senior next this
Damn,
next fall.
you're getting old, man.
So she'll be graduating. Yeah, no, I am. And but so for some friends of ours, because we're now at that time period in our life, it's like there was a period where all the wedding or the birth announcements appear on your refrigerator. Now we've entered into all the graduation announcements start appearing on your refrigerator. So anyway, at the graduation, they had put up a badminton net, and so my kids and I were out there playing badminton, loads of fun. Basically, it's, for those that don't know what badminton is, it's like 70s pickleball. Okay. And but the next day I was like, damn, my hips, like, why the fuck, it's like you don't
Those
realize
hips
like,
don't lie.
all of the movement that you put into like getting
you get
some
older.
of those, but loads of fun though, and it was just kind of like, of course they had other games there like the cornhole, or the outdoor
See, I can do cornhole.
Tetris,
Cornhole doesn't do
Tetris,
much.
outdoor Jenga. Yeah.
Jenga. Yeah, cornhole doesn't take much out of my body.
But I like now cornhole. It just lends itself to keeping score. When we were playing badminton, we didn't even have lines on the ground. Like there was no line to be like, oh, that's in, that's out.
What do they call it? It's shuttlecock, right?
I don't think you should say that around.
But I think that's what it's
kid.
called.
Well, needless to say, we weren't really playing for points until the one kid that comes over that's basically like starts wanting to play for the theater of it, and you're just like, we were just having fun. Like our game right now is to try to keep it going back as many times as possible. That's the game. The game isn't like it went out on your end. It's like, no, you just keep it going as many times as you can. So, but kids
got, it was like Jay's gotten into pickleball.
Oh,
and it's funny, I didn't even know
he's got the pickleball craze.
And until Ghost season 1, when they talked about I never even heard of it. And now there's pickleball leagues and all that.
Oh, stuff. See, right across, like in our own town, just like a couple streets over, they put in a whole pickleball court. So we've seen this just kind of erupt in our city over the last couple years. So I've kind of witnessed it. Like we go for walks, and
But again, like I said, I go
time.
because Cindy goes, "What's pickleball?" I go, "I have no idea what pickleball is," but now I know because it's huge.
Well, and Nick's talked about it too.
Yeah, and Jay goes, "Well, yeah, I was playing against this 73-year-old, and she was like, I go." And she was really. I go, what are you slamming the ball at her walker? What do you? Come on, Jay, because Jay can get kind of competitive. He goes, no. She was really good. I go, were you being nice? He goes, no, I was trying to win. I don't get it, but anyway,
I don't know. I mean, it's quick reaction time. Movement, not a lot of shorter field.
It's something I probably would have played when I was younger. I probably would have liked, because I played a lot of tennis, but I would have liked it. But no, I'm too old for it now. They had it on the ship when we were.
Oh, you just muted yourself. You just muted it again.
The ship the last
You just went underwater.
Yeah. Not Jack's boat.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it sounds like shit though.
Oh, I know what happened. Okay, hold on.
Turned into a frog.
I know what happened. Ribbit.
You're in an echo chamber.
we
This is
lost
the best
Jack.
part of the podcast.
Oh, he's back. Yeah.
I heard you.
Still sounds like
Shit.
shit.
Damn it. And we're back.
heard
This is
you.
the best part of the podcast.
I can't be free.
It's somehow it's gotten worse.
Jackernet.
At least you haven't been shot.
Not Jackernet. It's Jack.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's not working.
We're missing the punchlines.
Is it better now?
Nope. It's probably a good time to
Wrap it up.
yeah.
Wrap it up. All right, let's wrap it up because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Well, that's why we beg people for money.
Yeah.
Is help the show
For the quality of
out
the
so
show.
It's top notch, really.
top notch.
It's
Top
outstanding.
notch.
It's
Yes.
outstanding.
I should be back next week, though, even though I'm going to Paris,
Well, you have a
barring-
great time, Matt.
barring any international incident. So I should be back next week. So
Awesome. Will we have Nick next week?
we have Jack next week.
Will we have Jack next week? Yeah, who knows?
There
Am
you
I
go.
back?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're back. Full
See?
throttle.
You give me 10 minutes, I'll figure it out.
Sure.
Well,
Nick was
we've
gone.
only got about 2 minutes left, though, so sorry.
All right, so let's wrap this puppy up. Did your kid go to bed? Did Jackson go to bed?
Nope.
I highly doubt it. He just left the room.
Well, he did
He's-
go like this when he left the
He's
room.
figured out the switch
Yeah,
right now.
he's
Dude.
Take
not
this,
happy.
Dad. Take this, Dad.
I'm
Anyway.
tired, Dad.
We'll be
Sure.
back next week. For all you
Love
people
some-
that care.
Love
Thanks
some-
for everyone who joined us in the chat.
We do. We do appreciate all those people that joined us in the
Indeed.
chat. Every single one of you. Thank you.
Yes.
But not you.
Hats off.
But not that one. Not that
Wow, we don't like to name names.
Yeah, but we don't like that one.
I like
But
it more.
anyway, we're if you want to become a patron, go to blah 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 blah. And we're gonna thank patrons who reached a certain level at this time. Eckhart, Rickner, Claffler, Maggie, the Magnificent, Joanne with the Plan, Ed, the creepy poopy letter carrier. Thanks for what you do, and thanks for everyone who listens to us and making this podcast not the #1 podcast on the Jay and Jack podcasting network. That's all we got. It was The Amazing Race. It was the #1 podcast.
Oh, it was, but this was a great show, and it was
And
one
we talked about the Amazing Race.
in a Nick
Yeah.
trillion.
Did we talk about The Amazing Race?
We didn't
For a
talk
hot
about
second.
Nick.
Reminds you of being in like Sweden or something.
We missed you, Nick. Whenever you
Sweden.
listen
I've
to
never
this,
been to Sweden. Yeah, Nick.
I was half listening to your story.
Luckily, he posts a lot of pictures. We can see.
Yeah.
Where Nick is at.
we know that you're not being held hostage, but if you are, we might need to up some of that patron money.
Well, I got to be honest. If Nick is being held hostage, who cares, right?
Wow.
We don't- we-
Wait a
we-
week to
The
release this one
RCAD
and
does not negotiate with terrorists. I'm sorry. So
Or
if Nick is being
Singapore?
held
Is that right?
hostage, you're gonna have to keep the ginger. There's nothing we can do about it.
That's the episode title. You got to keep the ginger.
Got to keep the ginger.
Anyway, hasta luego and goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.